fish room is completely empty. Completely. There's no fish in here anymore. It is totally empty. It's totally empty. Ugh. Can't believe I'm destroying my fish room. Like my happy space. This was my one little happy spot. Hi.
You okay in here?
I'm throwing a tantrum.
I heard a tantrum and I was concerned.
My husband was just making sure I was okay. I am not okay. My fish room is completely empty right now, and I am literally one day away from completely destroying it and breaking it down and turning this back into a bathroom. I even put a wide-angle lens adapter thing on my camera. It's way more effort than I usually put in, just so you could completely see that all my fish tanks are gone. All my grow out tanks are gone. Everything's gone except for this few brine shrimp. Does that count? I don't think that counts. All of my breeders are in a different place. That's a bright light. My recirculating grow out rack is empty and dry and ready to be broken down and taken off the wall. It's so empty in here. So you might be wondering, Taylor, why are you destroying and dismantling your fish room for reals? Well, we are gonna try to be selling our house. And in order to get our house on the market and not negatively affect the value of the house, I need to get rid of the fish room. Because this was a bathroom, or this is a bathroom, and nobody's gonna wanna buy our house if it's this weird fish room. Let's just be honest. So dismantling the fish room and renovating this bathroom and turning it back into a nice bathroom is just something that has to be done. So that way we can get our house on the market and then try to sell it. So that's the reason. I don't like it, but it just has to be done. I've been gone for a while. I've just been really busy. I haven't been posting videos. But remember, I have a household to run. I have a little kid. I have a baby. I have tons of stuff going on. And sometimes I go through phases where I have to like put one thing on hold so I can focus on all the other things and then come back to that thing. Plus I've been working on this fish room project. This video is gonna be about how I broke down the fish room. So here you go. Day one. It's time to start breaking down the fish room. I'm just gonna tackle like the lowest hanging fruit, which is this tank here behind me. It's empty, it's dark, it just has a bunch of, I don't even know what's in there, but there's no fish in there, and that's gonna be the first one that I break down. Looks like I had some sponge filters that I forgot about. First tank done. The next 10-gallon tank I'll be disassembling is this one. This one back here, I can't even really get a good shot of it. It doesn't even have any fish in it. Yeah, one day I decided I didn't have enough sponge filters and biological media, so I threw them all in a 10-gallon tank, and then I dose a bacterial starter and Fast Start from Brightwell, which is like a bacteria food, would just have it going all the time. I would always have sponge filters and media that was clean. Finished that one. Now I'm doing this 10-gallon tank, which also has nothing in it right now. I dismantled a tank that existed somewhere else in the house. It's on a different rack of mine. It just had a few miscellaneous Mahachai siblings in it, so I went ahead and I removed all those fish. I took out most of the plants because I need to put some fry from my fish room into this 20-gallon tall tank. After all of the dismantling and removing and cleaning, this is what the tank looks like. It's not all that impressive. There's a lot of mulm on the bottom still, but no big deal. Now I'll move some fish into here. This is day 2 of dismantling the fish room. I'm gonna be moving this spawn of little babies and this tank of little babies. These are actually the same spawn. I just had them split into 2 different tanks so these guys could grow a little faster and catch up to their bigger siblings. So I'll take these fish and they're all going into that 20-gallon. So I'm gonna be catching out the fry and putting them into a critter keeper, which I have right here. It's just a handy dandy little box that hangs on the side of a tank really easily, so you don't have to worry about tipping it over. I'm gonna go through and collect babies and count them as I put them into the critter keeper. Tonight I also managed to get this tank right here fully emptied. It was just holding one single male, but this whole row of 5 10-gallon tanks is almost gone. Okay, I haven't been working on this for a few days, but I'm back. So far, this whole row down here is totally empty. This is almost empty right here. Like I could probably move these 5 gallons really soon. It looks like I have a whole lot of jarred fish because I do. I've been separating out a bunch of fish and getting them ready for sale. And now tonight's goal is actually to work on these 4 20-gallon longs. I have some older spawns in these, and oh my god, look at that glass. Clean the glass before you film, Taylor. But I have some older spawns of females. It's like a sororities in here. I have a bunch in here, just a handful in here, and then just a handful in here too. This one here just has some little tiny babies, so I'm not gonna worry about those right now. Let's focus on these 3 20-gallon longs. I'm gonna go ahead and catch the biggest females, the females who I think would be good to be able to separate and then sell as breeders, and the females who I'd like to keep. And then I'm gonna put the rest in a 20-gallon high of mine out on a different shelf. They'll acclimate to temperature in their new holding tank for a little bit, and then these might be either pet store fish or sorority group fish. I'll just decide later. A little bit of time has passed since I last got to kind of dismantling things in the fish room. I get busy sometimes, like I still have to water change and take care of everybody and work on my projects. And I've been selling a lot of fish on my website, which has been nice. The date where I have to be out of this bathroom so it can be spruced up a little bit, it's looming. So I have to make some progress today. These are all 5-gallon tanks behind me here, behind the Bryan Shrimp Hatchery. 5-gallon tanks, there's 4 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and get them out of the fish room. Then I'll be emptying my 20-gallon tanks, 3 of which, they're empty, there's nothing in them, that's fine. But one of them's a little planted tank with a spawn in it, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that one. So I just have to get going. I have to get moving on this project and just get out of my fish room. I'm gonna start with this tank right here. I have a Betta Mahachai female just chilling out in here at the moment. Gotcha. Oh, you were so trusting. You were so trusting and I betrayed you. Look at all this mini Christmas moss. It's kind of gone out of control in this tank. It's because I haven't trimmed it or maintained it for a long time because I'm lazy. I just took out so much mini Christmas moss. So there's still a lot of scraps of moss in here. So, pretty soon I'll have like a blanket of moss again and maybe my other plants will perk up. Ready to move. Now it's onto these 3 5-gallon tanks. Now this tank here has a small spawn in it. It has plants in it. I'm gonna relocate these guys somewhere. They're temporarily going into a little cube that I have just while I kind of switch up the tanks. I took this tank down, but there are so many little tiny baby snails in this tank, little cute baby pink ram's horn snails. I'm not gonna try to pick them all out by hand, but I'm gonna put a little piece of food in on a fork, and hopefully they just crawl all over it and I can get a bunch out. There's nothing in here but some snails and plants and algae, so this will be easy. Dog, why are you making gross noises? Stop it. Phoebe, I'm filming. Can you not make gross noises behind me? Please? Well, that's done. Look, no more 5-gallon tanks behind me over here. Now I need to empty the water out of my empty 20-gallon tanks so I can get them out of here. Today's the day where I finally get the tanks out of the fish room. It's gonna be over soon. Since I did my last update, I've been selling a lot of fish and moving a lot of fish out of the fish room. Right now, pretty much everyone that's left is back here on this shelf under a blanket. Why? It's because my door's open and all the heat's escaping and it's getting kind of cold in here. So this is just gonna keep them nice and toasty. They're just right under there. Usually I handle my tanks all by myself, but I have tendinitis in my wrists from lugging around my huge baby every single day for the past year. So I'm gonna get my hubby in here with his big strong man hands to take care of these for me. This metal baker's rack back here with these little plywood shelves I made, this held my jarred fish. I do a jarred grow out system, so I jar my fish and then I change the water in the jars every couple days, on top of also having a filtered recirculating grow out system right back here, which I'll also be taking down, which makes me kind of sad. A really great tool for the fish room is a cordless vacuum. Gotta use this real fast. There's a lot of fish food back here. This was the shelf that was built above the toilet right there in this spare bathroom. I'm gonna keep this in this little tank. Just has some pearlweed in it and floaters, but I like it. I'm not getting rid of it. So let me empty that real fast. looking so empty in here, I can hardly believe this is happening. Take my braces off. So the next thing I have to do is just remove equipment, remove stuff. I'm actually gonna hire a handyman to come help me take the shelving out. I can't be lifting lots of heavy things and putting a lot of strain on my wrists. Sometimes you just need a handyman. It's okay, don't judge me. There's a drawer that's, oh my God, that's a lot of stuff. It accumulates. Testing kits, meds, ICEX, pieces of sponge filter, all kinds of little things for airlines, sand valves, med, Varicin, testing kit. A jar of dirt. My main cabinet is now empty. Now let's look at my main drawer. It's unorganized. Don't let your drawers look like this. Primers, pipettes, little strainer thingies, bubble wrap, spoon, toothbrush. Not for me, I use this for cleaning algae. String, airline, syringe, sponge. Oh, oops. I just spilled a lot of old fish food. I try my hardest to not be a cluttery person. It doesn't always work, especially when I just move so fast and I do so much, and it's easy to just let the little things like staying tidy fall to the side. Pipettes, zip ties, oh, a TDS meter, garbage, sponges, a baby spoon, little doodads, thingies. I don't know what this is. Old fish food, new fish food, junk. There are my tongs. I'm wondering where those were. It's garbage. These vacuums are awesome. I've just spent like half an hour organizing junk and throwing junk away that's just old junk and garbage, and I still have so much. I don't know how I fit so much stuff in here. Someday, if I end up having another fish room, I'm gonna have better storage. Gotta do something different. I think I'm done for tonight. I've taken care of all my remaining fish. A bunch of these guys are going to my local pet store, and then I'm keeping a bunch over the winter. I've done a lot and it's looking really empty, and that's a good thing. It's really weird. I still have things I have to do. I still have to take my recirculating grow out rack, and I have to, you know, take the fish out of that and then take all the jars out and then remove that from the wall because it's like it's fixed to the wall. I still have my keeper breeder fish. I still have this 20-gallon tank with the fry growing out in it that I just didn't move tonight, because right now my problem is that I've taken so much junk out of the fish room. I now have to take the time to sort through the junk that's outside of the fish room and do something with it, so I have room to do all the other things I have to do, if that makes sense. But I am getting there. This fish room is gonna be turned back into a beautiful bathroom. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Is it shocking? Is getting rid of the fish room shocking? It's such an integral part of my hobby and of my YouTube channel. My fish room is gone, almost. So thanks so much for watching, guys. The fish room might be slowly leaving, but I have an alternative coming up that's actually pretty cool. So don't feel sad. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. The next video is gonna be on how I set up my air system and what an air system is in a fish room and what it entails. And then I'm gonna rip it out. So stay tuned. See you next time.